Hi, my name's Hannie, and today I'm going to be going through the Toolkit for Sculpture Learning. So here are the do describe vocabulary lists, which contain words which might be helpful when working through the task and thinking through your ideas. I've chosen task 1, which asks me to pick a sculpture. Find everyday objects that feel how you imagine the sculpture might feel. What do you understand about the sculpture now that you didn't before? And how have you discovered anything new about the sculpture and how it might feel? I've got a printout of the page so I can scribble down my ideas as I go. I highlight some important words such as everyday objects because this task is asking me to find things in my home and not go and see real sculptures, and also the word feel. I've chosen Draped Reclining Figure by Henry Moore. I found this photograph on the Henry Moore Institute website, and I love this sculpture because of the way that Henry Moore uses his rigid material of bronze, but tries to depict the softness of the fabric and the way that it falls across the woman's figure. I can't go and touch this sculpture, but I'm going to think through it by finding things in my house. I choose this t-shirt and think about the folds of the fabric and how it's completely in contrast with what the sculpture and the fabric on it would feel like. Instead, I touch this piece of foil. It's got ridges and edges which might feel like the texture of the fabric on the sculpture. But this is malleable. I can crush it under my fingers and break it apart and change the complete structure of the object, unlike the sculpture. This colander is cold. The temperature feels like what I imagine the sculpture would be like. It's got holes, which the sculpture doesn't have, but the sculpture has an interesting surface texture, and thinking about the holes helps me think about texture in that way. I note down my ideas. I've been thinking about whether objects are malleable or not, and some of the ones I found are, but the sculpture itself isn't. The surfaces are interesting. I've been thinking about folds, edges and holes, and how touching those kind of objects in my home makes me think about the texture of the Henry Moore sculpture. I've also been thinking about the temperature, and the coldness of touching the metal objects makes me think about the sculpture too.